Hi, I'm Lucy James, and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming podcast.
Gaming podcast, hosted by David, Sean, and Zach.
And we're back. It's One Up Gaming, episode 208. It's David and it's Chris.
Hey, long time no see, guys.
Long time no see to you, Chris. So, I have managed to put up 2 or 3 podcasts on my own, or I've had some guests on to do some stuff, but we haven't really had a regular show for a good 2, nearly 3 months maybe.
And that will change,
Hopefully, yes it will, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I am rather ill at the moment.
Yes, as we can tell.
Oh god, my nose. It's not running, then all of a sudden it just explodes.
Oh, okay, that sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it's great. So, the main reason why I might as well go into it now. The main reason why I've not been on the show that much is, well, one, I record it all, I edit it all down, so without me, no one's there to record it.
That's true.
I was living the sunny life in Glasgow, and I would have a guess about 8 months ago now. Me and my long-term fiancée, I guess you could say that. Well, I guess a year before that, we basically sort of said that we were no longer engaged, but we were still together.
Right.
And then I ended up spending a good 6 months living in the spare bedroom. And so that wasn't great. But I still did the podcast as usual, did everything as normal, did everything as I could. And then we officially broke up when she informed me that she went down on holiday and cheated on me. So that was like, right, that's it, yep, we're officially over. So,
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
It's one of those things where if I'd have had somewhere to go or a bit of money saved up, I would have moved out like a year ago.
Yeah.
But because I was screwed, paying all the bills, stuck in there, I was basically stuck in that sort of circumstance and couldn't get out. And I looked at moving in Glasgow, but everywhere in Glasgow wanted, like, I think it was like £400 up front, £400 bond, £200 credit check, and other bits and bobs. So it was like they wanted like 1,300 up front before, you know, I could move out. And I was paying the house rent, the council, I was paying all the bills, so my money basically went straight away. So that was pretty much screwed. And a week after we officially broke up, I went to my work and said, look, can I just have a week off? So they agreed, let me have a week off. I went back down to England to visit my family. So I had a week at my parents', and they treated me like a 12-year-old, so I slept in, they made me breakfast, and, you know, like good parents do.
Yeah, great parents, yeah.
And when I was down visiting my parents, I discovered that an old girlfriend of mine from about 13 years ago, that she was involved in a horse riding accident like a year and a half ago now. And the accident left her paralysed from the waist down.
Oh, Jesus.
So, once I found that out, I sort of emailed her and said, look, I'd like to just come through just to see you, sort of thing. And she said yes, but she didn't seem too enthusiastic about me coming up to see her, because it didn't end well. And when I came up to sort of see her, I was like, I hope you don't mind me coming. She said, no, I really like you coming, you know, I don't really get any visitors. And I was like, oh, if you'd have sounded a bit more enthusiastic, I'd have, you know, been a bit happy to sort of come and see you, sort of thing. And her reply was, well, people say they're coming to see me, but then the last minute changed their mind.
Yeah.
Because she said that out of all of her friends, only about 4 or 5 people actually see her anymore.
Yeah, that's rough.
And it's like, they don't see her anymore, they just see the chair.
Yeah.
So I came to see her. We had a great day, just took her out in town, went to McDonald's, just a stupid...
Yeah, just going around lightening the mood.
Yeah, but for her, I could see that it was getting out of the house doing stuff. And that was nice. So we exchanged numbers again, we were talking, and went back to my parents, spent the rest of the week there, went back up to Glasgow to the spare bedroom, and...
What, back with your ex-fiancé?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So that was fun. And all through that, she was sort of like coming into my room at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, because she was talking to her fella on Skype every night that she had cheated with me with.
Oh, God. This is a horror story, man.
But he was a professor from America that was on holiday. So she was talking to him like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, but for him it was just after he was getting back from his lectures, his teachings. Yeah. So for him it was like 5-6 o'clock at night. And she would purposely sort of like come out past my bedroom at night and make noises and stuff, and so that would wake me up. And then she'd come into my room, turn the light on, and sort of shout at me for talking to my, Olivia, saying, you can't speak to her anymore. You can't do this. If you sort of help her out or whatever, you'll never find another girlfriend. They won't, And then started. And then she also said that it serves her right for the accident.
Oh wow, that's a bit much.
So I was just like, don't ever say anything to anyone that you don't know, sort of thing. And
yeah.
When I was sort of like, then I sort of like, my ex-girlfriend, I sort of told her, look, I'm moving out in a couple of weeks. I wasn't really, but I just sort of said that just to sort of tell her that I was leaving. And then she started proper screaming and shouting, saying that I can't leave, I can't, why would I need to leave when they got a perfectly good room there and this, that, the other. So I think she didn't want to be with me, but didn't want me to leave.
Right.
And I sort of messaged Olivia, the old girlfriend, sort of saying, is it okay if I just come down for the weekend? I'll book Friday off work, come down on the Friday, stay Friday night, Saturday night, and go back up on Sunday morning. Well, Sunday afternoon. And she said, yeah, that's fine. She had a spare bedroom, so just go down, have a nice weekend. So we just did the, silly little things, cinema, going out for meals, doing bits and bobs. Yeah. And on the Sunday morning, my sort of ex-fiancé messaged me saying, basically along the lines of, why can you be friends with her but not friends with me? And I messaged her back.
Well, I mean, it's been a decade.
I said, it's been over 10 years. Feelings, people change.
Yeah.
And she sort of messaged back saying, I fucking hate you, and I hate that cabbage too.
Wow, okay.
And I was just like, you can't say that. And when I was going on the train back up to Glasgow after the weekend away, which nothing happened, separate rooms, everything, just friends. When I was travelling back up, I messaged like my ex-fiancée to sort of say, look, I'm coming back up now. I'll be back in Glasgow within the next couple of hours, just to give you fair warning to, that I'll be back. And she was like, oh, you better go to a hotel, you're not welcome. And I emailed back saying, my name's on the lease. I have rights to get my stuff and do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was like, no, you're not coming in. So I left it at that, got to the flat, opened the main doors, got to the flat door, but her key was in, so I couldn't open the door. I knocked on the doors, and she still wouldn't let me in. And I emailed her saying, look, if you don't let me in, I'll get the police. And she just emailed back saying, just try it. So this is about half 11, 12 o'clock at night.
This is getting pretty dark.
I rang not the emergency 999 number, but I don't even know what number it was. It was like 111 or 555, something stupid, like the non-emergency number. And I rang them saying...
111 is the emergency number in New Zealand.
No, it's probably not that number. It's probably 555 or something.
Yeah, you probably called the New Zealand police.
Yeah. And that's what I said to them, look, I'm sorry if it's the wrong number I'm ringing, but... And I explained the situation. And they said, is it your name on the lease? I said, yes. And they said, oh, you've got right of access. She can't stop you going in there. Unless there's like violence or risk of harm or whatever, that she's got no reason to not let you back in. So they sent the police round. They knocked on the door, got in, talked to her, came back out, explained the situation to me, said, go in there, go in your room, keep out of her way, don't do out. And I was like, that's what I was doing anyway. And then when I was like, so this was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I'd work the next day at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
So basically, quickly had a shower, didn't unpack, I just shoved my bag to the side, got into bed, and then for the next sort of 2 hours, I could hear her crying in the other room.
Okay.
It's like, well, it's your own fault. What the hell are you crying for? But yeah, so
this is very messy.
That went badly, and then, but when I was down in Middlesbrough with the old girlfriend from 13 years ago, I did mention to her, sort of saying, since you're basically on your own or whatever, have you ever thought of having someone being your carer? And she was like, not really, but I would love someone just, the company, day-to-day company. And so we discussed a little bit of that, and 2 weeks later I moved down to Middlesbrough in my own 2-bedroom house, and I go around to see her every single day just to help her out and clean bits and bobs. And the only problem is, I get up at my house at 9 o'clock in the morning, have some breakfast or whatever, walk around to her place for like 10:30, have breakfast, make sure she's up and about, have a quick clean up, take her to her doctor's appointments or shops or whatever she wants. Then I actually have a shower at her place. I go to my part-time job in Primark in retail from 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock at night. And
what are you doing in retail?
It's just like selling clothes. It's really quite bad.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
But it's just like a 20-hour-a-week contract. I go back to her place for 7. I make dinner, or she makes dinner. We have dinner. Then we sit down on the sofa, just watch a movie or something. Then I make sure she gets into bed and gets sorted. And then I leave her place at about half 12 at night. Walk back to my place, so I get back home for like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And so that's basically my massively full day.
Yeah, sounds like it, mate. I mean, it sounds like you've been through a lot, and it's been a messy situation for a lot of people. So no, I'm sorry to hear about that on a lot of people's fronts.
I mean, when I mentioned to my work up in Glasgow, that me and her had split up, I didn't get one person to sort of say, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." Every single person were like, "Oh, I'm glad she was a horrible person," because she used to work at the same Glasgow shop I worked at until she quit.
Right.
And mentioned to me mum that I'd broken up with her, and she was like, "Oh, that's good, I didn't like her." So, oh, you could have told me that 4 years ago.
Well, as I say, no, I've never met her, and I have no idea. So I'm just saying sorry, because I know a relationship breakup can always be difficult. But no, there you go for our listeners. I mean, that's a deep insight into the personal lives of the One Up Gaming team.
Yes, and I do apologise, but I just think it's one of those things where breakups happen, relationships end, and if you're in a relationship that's really shit, then the last 3 months of my life has been the best it's been for over 2 years. I mean,
I'm glad to hear that.
I actually went to the doctors about a year ago to basically say, I wouldn't say suicidal, but I would say that there was times that was really bad.
Yeah.
You know, where there was times where I was seriously thinking of doing something stupid.
Yeah, well, as I say, you shouldn't think that way, mate. I mean, Christ, even all the way over in New Zealand, you know, you can always flick me a message.
I know. But I'm one of these people that even when I was really... I mean, I can't remember who the hell I was doing a podcast with. It might have been you. Where we were doing a podcast and I said, we'll just have a quick break. And then I put you on mute because my ex-fiancée came into the bedroom to basically scream and shout at me. And I was there for like 20 minutes, half an hour. Because she sort of said that I cared more about talking to you than I did talking to her. And...
Well, I doubt you're that fond of me, David.
No. And I tried to explain to her saying, I talk to... I'm there for her, whatever she wants. Throughout the entire week. I talk to you or whoever's on the podcast, maybe for 2-3 hours, one night a week.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as if I'm talking to you every single night for 3 hours.
No, I mean, it's not like we were sending sexually suggestive messages to each other all throughout the night, every night.
Well, let's not rule that out. Yeah.
Anyway, no. David, I do have to bring up, though, that I do have to head off to my flight. I'm going down to Napier in New Zealand, to see my... I'm going to see my cousin for his first birthday.
He won't remember it.
He won't remember it, but yeah, still go down. It's a family thing. So should we get onto something to do with games?
Yes, we should, Chris, yes.
Good.
Do you want to say what you've been sort of playing or doing, or...?
Yeah, why not? Let's lighten the mood a little bit. I'm glad you felt, comfortable enough to open up, but let's take the audience on a different journey now. So no, I've been playing a few games. The main one I have been playing at the moment is Ark Survival Evolved. That recently, I think it was August 31st. The final version release. So the basically the 1.0. The copy that they're saying, this is a finished game. This is no longer early access.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting for that because I'm not a big fan of. When I play something, I'm not the type of gamer who goes back and plays things over and over again. I have one experience with it and I move on. So I don't really have time to be playing early access games or even games that are in beta. I like to play a game when it's finished, when the developer says, hey, this is actually a finished product. What do you think? So I waited till it came out on PlayStation 4. And I've been giving it a go. So I started off playing the game as intended. So I went onto an online server and I was playing with people online. Did not enjoy it. I have to say that. I am not a multiplayer guy by any means. I like my single player experiences that I can just move at my own pace. So I don't know. I find multiplayer not as enjoyable because I feel like I'm trying to keep up with everyone else and I don't have time to see everything in the world because I'm trying to keep up with everyone and not get myself killed. So anyway, if you're unfamiliar with the premise of Ark Survival Evolved, which I'm sure you're not, it's been in early access for 2 years now. You know the game, don't you, David?
I played it about 2 years ago.
Yeah. So you basically, it's a survival sim. You wake up on an island, no idea why you're there. It is an island filled with dinosaurs and extinct prehistoric creatures. There are these giant alien spaceship-looking obelisks that make out the three corners of the island. And you're basically just set loose. There's no real story. There's honestly no real purpose other than just play the game how you want, survive, have fun. Cool concept, that's cool. But I arrived on an island, and this very much, it does not feel like the console version of the game, because I'm playing on PS4. It does not feel like the console version of the game. It feels like a straight up PC port. All the inventory layouts, the UI, everything is very, very PC, very PC looking, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I got on the island and had no idea what I had to do. I will tell you, I have watched more YouTube videos and looked on more guides than I have for a game in the last 4 years. Just trying to, literally, it took me 20 minutes to work out just how to drink water, because I was dying of dehydration, and I was like, how the hell do I drink water? But I quickly moved away from multiplayer because I arrived on an island, and I like to create little stories when I go into games, and the immersion was kind of broke for me because I woke up on this island and there were already a whole ton of random dudes running around, and none of them would talk to me. None of the other players online wanted to talk to me. I would follow them around and they would get annoyed with me, and I followed one guy to his house, which was up on a hill, and I was dying of starvation, and I said, hey, I've never played this game before, do you have any food, or could I come into your house because my character is also dying of cold? He said no, and locked the door. My character died. So at that point, I went, fuck multiplayer, this is shit. So I ended up hosted my own game playing single player, and decided to progress that way. Ark, even for someone who loves single-player games, playing it on my own, I had a lot of fun. It is definitely a grind, and it is definitely a one step forward, 2 steps back process. Because you can die very easily in this game, and as you go through the world, you level up. As you level up, you can learn how to build more advanced things. So you start simple with being able to build a stone hatchet, like a basic compass, a little leather bag that you can fill with water, that kind of stuff. And then you progress eventually to being able to build Iron Man suits and giant mechanical dinosaurs when you're level 150 or something like that. So there's an interesting progression system that you actually feel like you're becoming more advanced. And the grind is surviving these dinosaurs, because they can kill you pretty quickly, and the grind is surviving these dinosaurs and trying to collect enough resources to be able to build a shelter and build weapons that you can then use to tame low-level dinosaurs, use those low-level dinosaurs to harvest better resources, use those better resources to build better stuff, use that better stuff to tame higher dinosaurs. So it's that slow progression, and as I say, there are plenty of times that I wanted to turn it off, due to the fact that I would grind for several hours collecting wood and hide and meat, and then I would try to swim across a stream that was maybe 3 meters across, and I would immediately be eaten by piranhas. And once you die in this game, you lose all the items you were carrying. So the amount of time I would spend 3 hours building one thing and then die and lose that one thing. So I was having fun, it was a good grind, but I found out that with the amount I had achieved, I had accomplished what people usually accomplished in 4 hours. It took me 15 hours. And people say that it's around 150 hours, something like that, to progress to close to the end game. So at my current rate, it was going to take me 450 hours to get close to the end game. So I went, fuck that, and I decided to go on to the settings and change all the settings so that I was almost invincible, and I was super fast, and my dinosaurs were invincible, and I had super strength, and all my weapons would one-hit kill every dinosaur. And then the game got boring very quickly, because I basically broke it. So, Ark, fun experience. If you don't like multiplayer games, you can play it on your own, and that is a really fun experience. Don't fuck with the settings, because you will just ruin the game for yourself.
I mean, I played the game when it first came out in early access.
Yeah.
I played it once. I died twice. So on the first time, I loaded up, and I was walking around, I had no idea what I was doing. I saw a Triceratops, so I punched it, and then it just charged at me. So I ran to the beach, and it was still charging at me. I jumped in the sea and started swimming, turned round, and it was swimming out towards me.
Yeah.
And then it just charged into me and I drowned.
Yeah.
I restarted the game again. Didn't go near the dinosaurs this time, went the opposite way up the beach. And I found a little camp where there was like 2 or 3 people stood there. And I sort of said, I think when I played it, you couldn't type or do anything. It was like gestures. Like wave or whatever. So I did the hi sort of gesture. And a guy came up and just hit me with a club and killed me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just this is not for me. I don't want to play this game.
Yeah, not my kind of game. Yeah, exactly. No, you have some interesting moments though, like my mum pops her head in occasionally when I'm playing games. And she'll have a look because, she's not really interested in games, but because I'm so interested in them and I've kind of built a bit of a career writing about them, she'll take the time every now and again to pop her head in and just see what I'm playing now, because I play a very diverse set of games. And she comes in and she has a look at Ark. And she sees me get killed by a dinosaur. And then if you don't know, you have around 15 minutes, depending on the settings. I think that's the usual amount of time. You have 15 minutes to find your dead body and get your resources back off of it. So you can get your resources back if you can find your dead body. But I mean, there's usually running a risk, like if you were killed by a dinosaur, that dinosaur is probably still there. So I was killed, I died of starvation, and so I thought, cool, I'll just run back to my body. My mum then watches me as I run back, find my own dead body, steal its clothes and all of its stuff, and then pull out an axe and hack up my own dead body to use as meat so that I can stop dying of starvation. So my mum's like, oh yeah, you play pretty intelligent, deep games, as she literally watched me eat myself. So I was like, maybe didn't walk in at the best moment, Mum.
Different.
But no, I would recommend it. I think the only reason, I mucked around with the settings and stuff like that is, unless there is a guiding story to pull me through something, I do not stick to games for long periods of time. I know some people love that, and they love a survival game where they can just grind and grind and grind and just continuously get better gear, build the ultimate fortress base, build an army of dinosaurs. Without a story and objectives guiding me, I cannot keep my attention on a game for more than 20 hours. So when I found out how long it was going to take me, that's just a personal turn-off for me. But I highly encourage you, even if you're not into multiplayer games, play on a single-player server, play it on your own. It is still a blast to play. You will get a very long time. You'll get a large amount of gaming out of this single title. It's very good. It's very good. Although the one negative I will say, and this didn't bother me throughout my experience, but this is probably one of the ugliest games on the PS4. Like, graphically, this game, it looks like a PS3 game. It's very blurry, and the dinosaurs look great, but the environments look very just dull. But as I say, I mean, that's not why you're playing the game. You get involved in the grind and getting resources and stuff, so it didn't detract from my experience, but I mean, it is a comment to be made.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look great when I played it, but that was really early, and my PC is absolute dog.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it still doesn't look great. I mean, I've seen videos of when you have it on the higher settings on a PC, it can look fantastic, but on the PS4, no, it wasn't great.
Yeah. So is that basically all you've been playing, or anything else?
Yeah, that's basically what I've been playing. I started the last day of June. I don't know if you've heard about that.
Nope.
No, I started the last day of June, but I'm not deep enough in yet to really have an opinion, so we might talk about that next week.
Cool.
Alright, what have you been playing, David?
I will rattle through some things. If you could try to pronounce the very first thing on my list.
Okay.
It should be on the games we played. On the file.
On the dock?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have a look. Games we played. So the games you played, you want me to try to pronounce that?
Just the first one, yeah.
Yep. Utomic.
Utomic, is that how you'd say it?
Utomic.
Yeah. Basically, do you know on the Xbox One, where you can sign up for, I think it's £10 a month, and they've got like 200 games you can just download and play?
Yeah, Xbox Games Pass, yeah.
Yes. This is a game service like that, but for PC.
Okay.
And I believe it's £5 or £6 a month. And
I feel like I've heard of it. What's the name?
That is the name. Utomic, whatever.
Oh, that's the name?
Yes.
Of the service?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I haven't heard of it.
And they've got, I think, 400 or 500 games to choose from. And, I mean, like, I can quickly just... My games list that I downloaded was Cities XXL, Double Dragon Trilogy, Jurassic Park the Game, Nights into Dreams, Red Faction 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Unreal Tournament, the new Wonder Boy, World Rally Fever, and if you go to the home dashboard, there's like Saints Row the Third, Metro, Borderlands, Dead Island, Riptide.
Okay, so there's a good amount there.
Star Wars,
they're quite old, but
yeah. But I mean, like I say, if I was to go into the search, just a quick and put like. Oh, maybe should have. Oh, if I type Unreal, and then just put like click on the Unreal Gold, and then other games similar to that. It's got Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, Dark Forces, Unreal 2, Red Faction 1 and 2, Unreal Tournament 2004, Space Trader, Republic Commando, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Painkiller, Worms, Crazy Taxi, Operation Flashpoint. So it's got Alpha Protocol. It does seem to have a lot of stuff, and I've done a quick video on our YouTube channel, and when I was first talking about it, I honestly thought it was like the PS4 sort of thing where you stream the game.
Yeah.
But it's not. You actually literally have to download the game. So the video's like 16 minutes, and I was going to be, we'll just quickly try this, we'll just quickly try this, but I clicked on a game and it said download, and it's like, this is going to be a really bad video, so I stopped the download and just started clicking around some random games, see what was on the service.
Right, sure.
But yeah, so that, I think for a £5 a month, it's not bad. It's...
Okay, alright.
And so I would recommend, even, I think you get a 2-week trial, so I'd recommend just going on, I'll spell it, because it's UTOMIK. I think it's .com as well. I think that's the website. And yeah, give that a go. It seems a good service. A couple of games I've played on the PS4. There was a new surfing game coming out, and I played it. I wish I never, but I've played it.
Oh wow, okay.
It looks like a high-res buffed PS1 game.
Oh, okay.
It is terrible.
Is it an indie title?
I think it's about £50.
Really? Who's the developer?
I don't... Actually, I think it was Climax.
Really? Okay.
I think it's like a British developer. Because I saw that name, thought, oh, that might be quite good, because they've done some really good racing, like motorbike games and stuff in the past.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, there might, it might be something decent, but no, it's terrible. I couldn't even work out how to do it. It seemed more of a button rhythm sort of game, because when you hit the wave, you had to press the triangle button, then press the square button, and then...
Yeah.
Whenever I pressed the button, it didn't register, and I just fell off the board.
Oh, okay.
So I played it for like 20 minutes, and I could not work it out how to play it.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry to do this, David, but I am going to have to pop out now to go to my flight.
Before you go, I would just like to say F1 2017 is available for PS4, Xbox One, PC. It is probably Codemasters' best Formula 1 game they've ever made.
Really?
It's an amazing game. I loved it.
Okay.
It's great. The rest of the games that I've been playing, we can talk next week.
Yeah.
We'll end it there. Thank you, Chris. I will come back and do the quick ending of the podcast, but thank you for coming on.
No.
Hope you have a safe journey.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, and I'm sorry, guys, that we have to cut it short this week, but we will be here same time next week with a more usual length episode.
Yes, we will.
Sweet, cool.
So, thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, goodbye.
All right, goodbye.
So, that was the podcast there. Thank you all for sticking around and listening to us. Please go to our website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. We are on Patreon, so go to patreon.com/OUG. We have official merchandise like cups and t-shirts at Blue Cyborg, so bluecyborg.com, and just search One Up Gaming. Sorry about this cold. I keep sniffing and snorting and whatever, but we also have a music album out. Just search Games Inspired Music. Easiest to find it on like the Google Play Store or Spotify, things like that. We've also got our very first 100 podcasts exclusively at audiobooksontape.com. So just go onto there and search One Up Gaming. We're on Facebook, YouTube, just search One Up Gaming. We have an official Twitch site, so just go to twitch.tv/OUGofficial. If you want to tweet us, it's at OUGofficial. And email us, again, it's contact@oneupgaming.co.uk. Please subscribe to us on iTunes, leave 5 stars and positive feedback. It just helps when people are searching for podcasts about gaming and random rubbish that no one really needs to listen to. But it's always fun to know that we've got a few downloads. But yeah, so I believe it's been episode 208. Just a quick one this week. But hopefully with the explanation at the beginning, you can understand why it's been a bit scattershot with the podcasts over the last few months. But hopefully, moving forward, we can get this all started and start doing regular recordings for the show. So, it's been me, David, and thanks again to Chris for coming on, giving us a few minutes, well, about an hour of his time to chat to us and talk to us. So thank you all, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Do you have trouble sleeping? Tossing and turning all night? Nothing you do seems to help. You're not getting your recommended 6 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Well, now there's a solution. Now there's Fat Cat Fly. With Fat Cat Fly, you'll easily get the sleep that you deserve. Download for free on the iOS App Store, and you're guaranteed to get a good night's sleep with very few side effects, as you help a fluffy kitty eat all the junk food that he wants. Side effects may include sleeplessness and desire for cheeseburgers if erection lasts more than 5 hours. See a physician. Try Fat Cat Fly today. Visit facebook.com/fatcatfly, because you deserve a better life. Hey guys, Justin here. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. We love all of our listeners. Yes, even you. If you get a chance, head on over to iTunes and give us a rating. We really appreciate it, and it really helps us out. It'll keep the good times going for a long time to come. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next episode.